Do you know the closer that we get to God, the more sinful we feel? It says everyone who has ever seen a true reflection of God is deeply convicted in their own sin. The fact that you are aware of your sin and feel guilty about sin is a sign of your spiritual life. In other words, you have spiritual life. You know, Peter said, Lord, depart from me, for I'm a sinful man. And sometimes you feel guilty, and we feel very guilty at times because we're convicted in our sin. The closer we get to God, the more conviction of our own carnal man comes upon us, and we feel guilty. You know, it says, if you ever feel guilty in your own sin, then you need to check your salvation or lack of. You know, if you never feel guilty in your sin. In other words, if you're sinning and you don't feel guilty about it, then you need to check. If you claim to be a Christian and you say you're saved, you need to check on that, because there's no way you can be a saved, born again Christian and not feel guilty when you have sinned or living in sin. Okay. For if you're a child of God, you cannot be comfortable in sin. So basically, as a Christian, the closer we get to God, even our little everyday sins, just, like mistake sins, if you want to call them that, where you might have a bad thought or you might think evil of somebody, they will, you know, bother you, because sin cannot be around God. So the closer you get to God, the more sin is showed in your life, how sinful you really are. You can try to be the best Christian in the world and do the best things. A man can look upon you and say, man, that person is so close to God. Even Billy Graham sinned. Everybody sins. But do you feel convicted in your sin? That's the thing. Do you ask forgiveness for your sin? Because if you go through life claiming to be a Christian, but yet you flip off somebody, the bird, or cut them off and cuss them up down the road, and you don't feel convicted after doing that, then you need to check your salvation. That's all. I hope y'all have a great day. God love you.